You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and it's time now for your expanded local news. Bonds and audits remained as top priorities for the Taylorville CUSD number 3 School Board of Education at their regular monthly meeting on Tuesday night, starting with a public hearing on an intent to issue new bonds valued at $3.5 million. No comments were made. These working cash fund bonds are being utilized to increase the district's working cash or available funds. The board would later vote to approve their intent by a 5-0 vote. Board members Carla Mickey and Tom Finks were not present for said vote. Moving into the regular board meeting, a moment of silence was called for in honor of the 3 Taylorville School District students that lost their lives in a single vehicle crash just last week. Brandy Bruley, superintendent of Taylorville School Districts, thanked the community and other districts for their support and prayers during the superintendent's report. Following this, the board heard from members of the building committee to talk updates on the auditorium that's being planned for Taylorville High School.
Very interesting meeting last Friday from 9 to 11. The building committee met with our architect and our builder, Hyde and O'Shea, and our music staff. And we spent 2 hours talking about what we were interested in our auditorium, where it might be placed. I know Steve Wallers was here too to give us some ideas, as was the principal of the high school, Matt Hutchison. And it was a very, very good 2 hours because we hashed out all kinds of different things. All the questions were asked of our music directors, band director. And it was very informative, and I think that now they have some idea of what to put together for an auditorium for us. And so in the future, we will see something and then work from there. But it was a very good start. I felt very comfortable with it. I know Lori was there, and I thought, didn't you think it went pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, they got to express themselves on things that they would hope for. Didn't mean they were going to get, but they got to express some of the things that they were interested in.
And from there, the board would tackle the consent agenda and hear the treasurer's report before a presentation by Adam Mathias, an auditor with LMHN. Mathias provided a wealth of information and some additional recommendations to members on their revenue and expenses, keeping the budget at top of mind. Key takeaways from his findings include the operating expense per student in the district rose to $14,018. Per capita tuition increased to $12,445, and the district garnered $33.2 million in revenue in fiscal year 2025, while spending just under $30 million. All in all, the budget and the audit's findings were extremely positive, with ISB deeming the district in the financial recognition category after generating revenue last year and for having sufficient cash on hand.
In closing, I just want to reiterate that the district continues to make good progress as it relates to their financial condition. I think that's evident with the numbers that we just went over. You've made some difficult decisions in the past to become more financially stable. Since property taxes are capped for the district and ADA is declining, we're down 330 students in the past 7 years. Federal pandemic monies are mostly exhausted, and state revenues are unpredictable. Because of all those factors, of course, my recommendation is conservative and is for you to continue your efforts to maintain a balanced budget and maintain your cash reserves at 180 days. Of course, that doesn't mean that we can't spend money on capital projects, right? When we have planned projects and we have bond proceeds to cover those projects and reserves to cover those projects. But as far as just operating expenses, doing your best to try to, keep those in check. Some of those you don't have control over, I know, with inflation. But that's my recommendation, of course, is just to continue to be mindful of all of those factors I just mentioned so that you have enough reserves to get you through any troubled times that might come our way.
New business started with tax abatements. It's a yearly occurrence that ensures taxpayers are not paying twice. These were both approved. Press policies were also approved, and as mentioned previously, the $3.5 million in working cash funds were accepted. The fiscal year 25 audit and the teacher administration salary report from ISB was voted on and both approved at a 5-0 vote. The board would go into an executive session to close thoughts on personnel issues. These talks are not disclosed at the meeting, and the executive session would last around 17 minutes. The next Taylorville School Board of Education meeting will be held on November 11th of 2025. The Taylorville Kiwanis Club heard from the local Taylorville Fire Chief and reviewed current club activities benefiting local children and youth at their Tuesday noon meeting at the Moose Lodge. Fire Chief Matt Aderman gave an overview of his department and continued safety and service training that he and his firefighters are a part of. Aderman began his career at the local department in 2005 and was promoted to Fire Chief in December of 2019. Aderman told Kiwanis members there are 3 shifts with 15 personnel working per shift, plus another 12 volunteers that assist the department when needed. He added team members are also trained as EMT paramedics, grain bin rescue, dive, and hazmat team members. The Taylorville Fire Chief emphasized that both state and federal regulations are requiring more continued training to keep up with both codes and with healthcare.
Within the past 2 or 3 years, we've had a big push from the federal government, the state government, OSHA, things like that. Safety initiatives and training has become one of the huge topics. Years ago, you go to the fire academy, you become a fireman, and then you just go to work. Nowadays, you have to maintain your certification levels every 4 years. So everything that we become certified in, we have to have continuing education on and recertify constantly. So the state fire marshal actually tracks all of our training now, and they recertify us every 4 years on anything from rescue divers to firefighters to arson investigators. Any kind of certification you have, that's what we have to recertify on.
During the business portion of the meeting, Kiwanis Priority 1 Chair Bruce Blanchard reported that the Taylorville community donated over $2,100 during last weekend's Kiwanis Kids Days at the corner of Webster and West Main Cross. Kiwanis Interclub Chair Blaine Cornwell reported that the club received almost $1,500 from helping man the state fair gates in August. And the club announced grant funding to other local nonprofit organizations with similar goals to the Kiwanis Club, totaling some $2,000, culminating a 2-month application process. $500 each will be going to the Christian County Health Department, Loving Arms Pregnancy Center, Family Beekeepers of Illinois, and Operation Loaded Book Bag, all to benefit children and youth within the community. Outgoing Kiwanis President Bill Asali gave the Kiwanian of the Year award to longtime member Randy Miller for his efforts on behalf of the club in the last Kiwanis year, which ended on September 30th. Miller has been a member of the club since 1993. The Taylorville Kiwanis Club is part of a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. Weekly meetings are held Tuesdays at noon at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. For information on the club, go to TaylorvilleKiwanis.com. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by Taylorville Community Credit Union.
Looking to save more and stress less? This is Will Perkins. At Taylorville Community Credit Union, we're here to help you build a stronger financial future with great loan and deposit rates, convenient locations, and service from people you know and trust. We're member-owned, member-focused, and proud to serve anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, or Shelby counties. Discover the credit union difference. TCCU is your partner in financial success. Member NCUA.
National 4-H Week has been wrapped up, and so too is the way that the University of Illinois Extension was marking the occasion. They have spent the week coordinating fun, engaging activities for 4-H members. The goal is to reinforce the ideals of 4-H, help its members find and develop their passions, and attract new youth to the program. In addition to this week's activities, the Extension conducted classes on interesting topics in hopes of piquing interest in them from more kids and more teens. Taylor Sinclair is a 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator for the Extension. As such, she was behind much of the plans for 4-H Week. She says the week coincides with the early part of open enrollment, which is a great opportunity for kids and teens to join their program.
Yes. Open enrollment is kind of from right about now. So October 1st is when that starts, and then it'll end around April 15th, just so that way we can kind of get things ready for fair time and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's open enrollment right now. So it's open to anyone. 4-H age is 8 to 18, but there's also a Clover Bud age, which is kind of just like getting some of the younger kids just introduced to 4-H a little bit, so they just kind of get like a light little bit of love of 4-H, so it's not like too much in full capacity. So really, you can join 4-H from age 5 to 18 as of your birthday as of September 1, 2025. Yeah, so the best thing to do would probably be just to call the extension office and just let us know that you're interested in getting into 4-H. And then we'll kind of like have a conversation of just kind of what that looks like, get you guys a packet of information and help you.
Each day in the 4-H week consisted of different activities for participants. The first day was Sign Sunday, and some of those signs may still be up around town for your viewing.
So like Sunday, some of the clubs would have participated in Sign Sunday. So maybe someone decorated a window. Sometimes the library is a really common place for like someone to set up like a bit of display to just kind of share their experiences, what they've done in 4-H, what 4-H has kind of, brought them, things like that. Yeah, all of that. Like some kids, they have a much bigger passion whenever it comes to livestock. And sometimes too, like sometimes people might get confused sometimes and think that 4-H is only kind of ag related, but 4-H is so much more than just ag. You can see people that might do crochet, macrame, photography, anything you think of, there's probably a project area for it.
The extension had several classes in the coming days and also in the next couple of months for 4-H members. Next on the calendar is an archery class. It's part of a 4-part series with sessions on October 12th and 26th, along with November 2nd and November 9th.
So we have a 4-H shooting sports. We are combining this. We don't really have a leader in Christian County, so we've kind of combined this spin club to be offered. We have some leaders in Montgomery that they were open to more members and trying to provide the opportunity to the kids also in Christian of being able to let them be able to participate in an archery shooting sports club. So Christian and Montgomery are going to kind of combine and see if we can kind of get some kids in Christian interested in that. And then to be able to get to be part of this 4-H club, you do have to be a 4-H member. So they would have to call the extension office and we can kind of get them started in Z Suite. And then they'd be able to attend those club meetings.
In the class is part of what's known as Spin Club. This refers to a group of members who work to gain skills in a specific interest over an extended period of time. Another Spin Club will get underway for this 4-H year in the area of sewing. This series begins on November 16th, and those who participate will be able to take home what they sew in the sessions. More information on the University of Illinois Extension's 4-H involvements is available at 4h.extension.illinois.edu. This website also has links to register for the aforementioned programs, as well as many others. Taylor Sinclair appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. This will conclude the second portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by CNB Bank and Trust.
Life comes with surprises. Your checking account should help you handle them. With Gateway Checking from CNB Bank and Trust, you'll enjoy benefits that go beyond banking. Get cell phone protection, 24/7 roadside assistance, ID theft aid, and even savings on shopping and travel through Bazing. Plus, you'll have the convenience of digital banking, bill pay, debit card access, and e-statements, all designed to keep your money safe and your life simple. CNB Bank and Trust, helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
This is Chad Sparks. When you lose a loved one, your choice for making final arrangements should be with the compassionate family at Sutton Memorial Homes. They know the death of a loved one is difficult. Austin and Evan at Sutton's and the entire staff have devoted themselves to loving and caring for those in their community in their time of need. You can trust Sutton Memorial Homes to assist your family in making final arrangements that will be a tribute to your loved one. Sutton Memorial Homes, caring is what they do best.
94-year-old Betty J. Smale of Greenville died on October 9th. Visitation was October 13th from 10 a.m. until noon at Donnell Wigan Funeral Home in Greenville. Funeral service was October 13th at 12 p.m. at Donnell Wigan Funeral Home in Greenville. Burial will be at Mount Auburn Cemetery. Funeral arrangements were handled by Donnell Wigan Funeral Home in Greenville. 79-year-old Robert Smith of Edinburgh died on October 12th. Visitation is October 16th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be on October 17th at 8 a.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Burial will be at Camp Butler National Cemetery with military honors. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 64-year-old Doreen Bilyeu of Taylorville died on October 11th. Visitation is October 18th from 2 to 4 p.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be on October 19th at 10 a.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Burial will be at Anderson Cemetery in rural Palmer. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or hear them every hour on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.